Hi, it's John, and welcome to the channel 3:53 a.m., Tuesday, September the 23rd. Hope you're having a great day today. I've got my big blue mug of coffee, and I might get into a rant today, folks. I might get into a rant. I did the stupidest thing this morning. A little after 2 o'clock in the morning, I open up my phone. I say I open up my phone because I do this. And I see a news story, which I'm going to get to in just a moment, from True North, and it just makes me crazy. It's Canada, after all. And I was thinking about this yesterday when a news story was breaking and everybody was talking about it, and I thought about running. I'm sitting here in the dark. I haven't turned on the lights in the room. And I'm sitting here yesterday thinking, I got to run to my computer and do a story on this. And I'm like, what's the point? God love Jasmine Lane and Moose on the Loose and Clyde Do Something and Unacceptable Fringe. God love them for sitting all day watching this crap, but I can't stand it. I do not have the temperament, folks. The first story is going to show you how absolutely insane Canada is. Insane. And then everything after it. And I could go on all day about this. I'm sorry for complaining. It's like the kids in your yard. Get off my lawn. I'm the old guy, right? You get to the point where things are just so freaking ridiculous that you just tune out. And I think most Canadians tune out. But they go out and vote for the insanity on April 28th again, and they get the same thing over and over again. The first story is going to prove that to you. And I'm going to give you some other examples here. I don't want to make this video very long, but oh my God, what the frig is going on here? So what's the story I'm talking about? It's this one right here. And this is the gun buyback program the Liberals are talking about. And this is the story everybody's going on about. In leaked audio, Minister doubts police can enforce gun buyback. Says Carney is sticking with it because of Quebec. Of course, I live in Alberta. Everything has to do with Quebec. Ananda Sangari says the recording is authentic, but was recorded without his knowledge and then circulated by a gun lobbyist, which according to Gary means it's not true, right? This is a Liberal, folks. I said it, but it was leaked, so don't pay much attention to it. You can't spell Liberal without L-I-N-E. But let me just show. Nobody brings this up because I always remember this. This shows you the insanity of what's going on with this Liberal government. What's the definition of insanity? I think it was Mark Twain who came up with the quote, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result. No, voting Liberal again and getting the same result. Because, folks, this kind of crap has been going on for almost a quarter of a century with the Liberals. Do you even remember this? Now, let's go to another story here. I remember this story, and I remember Alan Rock at the time, who was a Liberal minister, industry minister, walking out. I couldn't find the video this morning. I remember him sitting there back in the early 2000s. Look at this story. This is from 2002, folks. They have been after Canadians, law-abiding Canadians' guns for almost a quarter of a freaking century in this country. And they can't get it right. Look at this story. Liberals join call for Rock's head over gun registry costs. Posted December 4th, 2002. Some members of the Liberal caucus are outraged that the cost of the federal gun registry has ballooned to $1 billion, enough so to call for heads to roll. Auditor General Sheila Fraser, that's how long this was ago, issued a report on Tuesday that showed the gun registry would cost taxpayers $1 billion by 2004. Original estimates of the cost in 1995 were that the government would have to spend a mere $2 million. In fact, this goes back 30 years, folks. This is back when $1 billion used to be a lot of money. I remember this is 500 times what it was supposed to cost, and they screwed it up, folks. And now they're after your guns still. 30 years on. Nobody brings this up. They've been after law-abiding citizens' guns for 30 years in this country, and they can't get it right. Here's Polyev in the House of Commons yesterday.
This government blocks criminal justice reforms that would lock up gun criminals. They want to go ahead and take nearly $1 billion away from border security and police officers to go after licensed, law-abiding, trained and tested hunters and sport shooters, a project that the OPP refuses to enforce. Numerous provincial governments have said they will not go ahead with. They've even had to ask Canada Post to to go and collect these firearms. The minister himself has now admitted that it won't work. Why won't they drop the politics and save lives?
Taking guns away from law-abiding citizens does not protect anybody, but it's the liberal mind trick on everything, folks. Oh, we're going to take away your guns and you'll be safe. Poilievre's right. You don't take guns away from law-abiding citizens, you take them away from the criminals and you put them in jail. Yesterday, the Liberals voted against keeping people in jail for committing crimes. They do the same thing when it comes to deficits. We're investing in the country, folks, by blowing $100 billion of your money that drives up prices. This is what they do. And people vote for this. Now, I had a long list of things I was going to talk about today. I'm only going to talk about two. The one I just talked about and the one got me thinking this way and about doing this video this morning, because I was going to talk about deficits and guns and tariffs and unemployment and GDP and Palestine and free speech and climate and investment and oil and gas. All of these things are failures when it comes to the Liberal government. But let's get to the thing that inspired this video this morning. And it's this one right here, a video or a story I saw in True North right here. Carney gushes over China's climate policy, a country run by engineers. He gushes over an authoritarian communist country. Boy, does that sound familiar, folks.
In my experience with China, they are, amongst other things, very sincere and engaged on climate. This is a country run by engineers.
The level of admiration I actually have for China, because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say we need to go green as fast as.
Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And I'm sorry for overmodulating my microphone today. I never expected to get so pissed off, but I just can't stand it anymore. And again, the people who do this all day, I don't know how you can stand watching these people. God love Pierre Poilievre for standing up and doing his job, but all it is complaining about shit that's been going on for decades here. I just can't stand it. November 4th, wait till you get your deficit, folks. Remember last year it was $62 billion and people almost blew their heads off because we ran up a $62 billion deficit. Wait till it hits $100 billion and Carney's going to tell you it's what's good for you. And people will say, oh, what a great prime minister he is. He's a mediocre prime minister in a mediocre party, in a mediocre government, in a mediocre country that keeps voting for this crap. I'm sick of it. You're probably heading off to work right now. Be cool. If you live in Alberta, our time is coming, folks. Our time to get out of the madhouse. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. I tip my big blue mug to you. I'll see you in the next one.